Hello, everyone. I thought I would do something very quiet and simple today. So I've got two chores to perform, and I thought maybe you could tag along with me. The first thing is my shoes, two pairs, are in desperate need of replacing. These these I'm not going to replace yet, though. I'm still eking a little bit of life out of them, and so I'm going to shine them. And the way I can often tell, as you can see, there's a stain right there. That's from water. And of course, the worst part is in the front. You start to get this wearing away in the front, and that's just from endless scuffs and such. So I've got my trusty tool here. This actually is my father's. I believe that he had it from college. You can see that it's quite old. It's starting to fall apart, but it's still quite functional. So the first thing that I do, by the way, you'll notice that I have these towels laying down on the bed that I'm working on because shoe polish is not a forgiving mistress. And so it's very important that I protect the bed, because when you get shoe polish on something, it does not go well. So what I'm going to do, just work this. And I'm trying really hard to get in this area here. This is where a lot of dust collects. Really trying to get all the dirt and grime out of there. Part 2. You'll really see, you can see like this is actually a more severe scuff right there, and right there is actually where the leather has actually been notched over time. Like I said, these shoes are really getting towards the end of their life. But I'm trying to get a little more use out of them. Now, I have some options here. I have two black shoe polishes. Set those aside, because obviously, now one time I did accidentally shine these black and they looked so weird, but you can see that this is for brown shoes. It's a satisfying sound, isn't it? You can see I don't use this nearly as much because my brown shoes often don't need as much polishing. I do actually have an extremely old thing of saddle soap, but I really find that I don't need it very often, so I don't use it terribly often. But I've got it here in my rep. Now what I've got here is a collection of old shirts. These are all shirts that for whatever reason have been retired, and instead of just throwing them away, I repurpose them as shoe shining cloths. So I've got a nice old white shirt here with lots of old stains on it, and we're going to make good use of it today. Okay, let's see here. I have yet to find a way to keep the shoe polish off my hand entirely, so I just sort of accept it. I try not to get too much on, because shoe polish really does not like to come off things. It's funny how it's almost designed to get on things and stain them. So I'm going to do a first just passing coat here. This is just to kind of set the base coat. This is by no means to be done, just to get things started. Sorry, for some reason my video keeps stopping. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but we'll just do the best we can. Really try to get that on top there. Work that in. Now, I don't know how good the fidelity on this video is, but it's already looking much, much better. But we're just getting started. Really got to work that in there. Got to be patient with it. Now, this is by no means the quote-unquote professional way to do it. This is a very simplistic way to shine your shoes. But you know what? It works. So it works just fine for me. Now, if you've ever seen someone use a shoehorn to put on their shoes, this is why back here you can see this back part has partially collapsed over time, because I have not been using my shoehorn, and that shortens the life of the shoe, and that's on me. I have a shoehorn and I have no excuse not to use it. Now we're getting somewhere. Really work that in. Good. I think this one needs about one more coat, and then it'll be good to go. You'll be amazed at how much just taking a little extra time to shine your shoes will add to the life expectancy of your shoe. Now, I tend not to wear my brown shoes as much in a business setting, but next week there will be several opportunities where I'm going to be interacting with other business type people in a social setting. And when you're in a social setting such as that, you are very often wearing khakis, and it looks really weird to wear black shoes with khakis. So I'm taking this opportunity to get these brown shoes nice and shiny. Let's get to work on the next one. I don't own that many shoes. I can tell you exactly how many I own. I have these brown shoes, of course, and those are for casual nice, such as wearing khakis, going to a business casual event. You can see that stain is going to be a problem. I'm really going to have to work on that. See what it looks like after a while. You can see why I wait till the shirt is completely ruined before I use it as a cleaning cloth. So I have these brown shoes, dress shoes. I have a little piece of advice for you. If you wear brown shoes and black shoes, I recommend buying them at different times. Because one tendency is to end up getting very similar shoes. And there's a trope of the businessman who accidentally wears one black shoe and one brown shoe, and I want you to know I have done that exact thing. And it was because, I do apologize, I don't know why the video is stopping. There's some kind of something going on with the camera, but we're just going to soldier on. But I have definitely done that, and so if you just get shoes that look different, that are very visually distinct, you will not have to worry about that happening. Now, excuse me, I'm just going to turn on the fan because these lights that I'm using to help illuminate this recording are rather warm. So if you hear a slight fan noise, you know what that is, but it's getting rather hot in here, and I did turn off the air so that there wasn't too much background noise, but now I'm obligated to turn on the fan. So there I can see I've pretty much worked out that stain, which is fantastic. This definitely needs another coat. It's absolutely not done yet. You really just have to be patient. It's, I kind of think it's probably a lot like when women do a good job putting on their foundation. It's really just about kind of blending and being patient, getting all of the coverage, getting everything on there. I cannot apologize to you enough for the video continuously stopping, but I'm going to stop mentioning it now, so it doesn't become annoying in and of itself for me to say that. I don't know why my camera is acting in this way. One of my wonderful viewers, hello out there, mentioned that I should start a Patreon page, and I very well may do that so that I can put that back into these things and perhaps afford new equipment such as a new camera. Since this one is a few years old, perhaps it's becoming a bit buggy. There we go. We really need to work that front part on this one. It's still kind of messed up. I'm going to work that in there, really get it good. How good your shoes look really come down to how much work you want to put into them. And I do not put up as much work as some people do, but I like to have them presentable. Look okay. But as they proverbially say, but wait, there's more. Make sure to close your lid, or you will regret it. Now I have two black ones, and I can feel that one of them is much smaller than the other, much more empty, I should say. And I want to use that one because I think I'm just going to throw it away after this. It's good to not keep things too long, because after a while it starts to harden, really becomes unusable. So here's my workhorse shoes, the ones I wear for work every day. They need a good brushing very badly. See, they've got a little stain here. It looks like where something wet, like possibly it was raining, or something spilled on it like coffee. Who knows? But you will be amazed at how dirty dress shoes can get if you let them. Now I'm much more careful with these, so you can tell the back of these. See, check this out. This one is squish, squish. This one, very firm, because I'm much more careful with my black shoes. In between there. Very important to use a different part of the shirt. You don't want to get bits of the brown when you are cleaning. Get that in there. Yes, I definitely think I'm going to throw this tin away afterwards. It's getting too hard to get in there, but there's enough left to do this job. I believe in the movie The Kingsman, they talk about whether or not the shoe has holes in it, and I apologize, but I can't remember which is which, but it was part of the passcode. I personally have always liked the ones with holes, and that's just a personal preference of mine. I don't think it really matters, personally. It's just, I like it. I like the way the patterns look, and I think they wear a little bit better. I find that ones that don't have the holes tend to show the strain here where the foot breaks more. It's more obvious. I don't like that. Now these are, I'm trying to remember, yes, these are Rockports. I dress like an old man, and my shoes are no different. Rockports are extremely comfortable, and I am sometimes on my feet for hours and hours a day, depending on what my job requirements are. So I definitely need functional dress shoes as opposed to just dressy dress shoes. Get a little more on there. I've got too much, so I'm going to put a little bit on the next one. Bloop. Bloop. But I needed a little bit more to finish this one off. Also really try to get in the corners on black shoes. It tends to show more when you've got grime and such on a black shoe. Okay, let's move to this next one. Bloop. Come here. You can already tell I've gotten some shoe polish on my hands. I've got some serious washing to do afterwards, I can tell you that. I found that the black shoe tends to accept the stain more. I don't know why. It does. And now it's time for everyone's favorite part. Have you heard of a spit polish? Now, a professional would use water, but I'm going to use spit. It really does seem to give it an extra shine, especially the black one. That really looks a million times better. There's a big old stain there that's gone. It just looks more uniform and crisp. No, I haven't forgotten my brown shoes. They don't need it quite as much, but I still like to do it. let's view our handiwork here. Those are looking nice and shiny. As I said, you can see the wear on these, but they look a million times better than they did before. These are looking quite nice now, because they're much newer and nicer shoes. More expensive shoes, too. Very good. Very nice. Yes, that's a good look. Okay, now, you probably think that I'm all done now, that I'm going to stop this recording, but oh no. I have a special surprise for you. Now first, I have to make sure and I've got all my shoe polish out of the way, as you will see why in a moment. Don't want to get shoe polish on what I'm about to do next. Dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da da dun dun dun. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's my bow ties. The very name of this channel, my bow ties. Now, you can't clean bow ties the way you traditionally clean things, but there is some things you can do. One, you can have them professionally dry cleaned, depending on the type of bow tie. But someone taught me that you can actually take a lint remover. You can actually take the lint remover and you can use that to help fix a bow tie. Because as you wear a bow tie, I'm trying to find a more egregious one here. This one isn't too bad. What happens over time is the edges of the bow tie begin to fray. And you get little fraying on the bow ties. And after a while, it starts to make them look ragged and not new, not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one at a time. You can test yourself and see if you recognize any of these. And I'm going to remove the lint. And I'm not going to talk because you won't be able to hear me very well. But let's begin. Well, I'm going to talk a little. Hear that? One. Now, this one is one made by a friend of mine. It's a pirate one. I haven't had a good time to use it yet, but I can't wait to find an excuse to. This is another one that he made for me. He made me 3, actually, which I greatly appreciate. The other one, of course, is a Christmassy one, and it doesn't need to be worked on. And finally, one, oh, for the St. Patrick's Day. Kiss me, it says. And then this one is also not needed, because they haven't gotten a tremendous amount of use, because I only wear them very occasionally. The rest of these guys, these need a lot of work. So let's get to work. Oops. Fishing with the garnet hole. I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the fireside, I like the daffodils, I like the fireside when all the lights glow. Indiana, 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 Indiana. This time from the sun, from the lakes, from the hills, from the sky, all is well, safely rest. God is nice. Western lands beneath the sun, the stars may rise in spring, the trees may run, the waters run, the merry finches sing. Or maybe 'tis the cloudless night, or swaying beaches bare. The elven stars as jewels white amidst the branching air. Well, now we've got all those cleaned. Time to hang them up. Got all my shoes good and cleaned thanks to you coming along with me and listening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.